I think it's so interesting the way in which people project their own misery onto others, and especially children. There was this picture on Twitter or X or whatever, and basically it was like a 1-year-old, I think, and he was smiling into the camera, and it was in a like family group chat. What? I said chap, family group chapstick. Anyways, it was in a family group chat, and somebody, I assume it was like an uncle or something, and he was like, "Why are you so smiley, nigga? Like, wait till you gotta pay or what? Oh my god, wait till you gotta pay bills. Watch that smile fade." And somebody was like, "He's one, leave him alone." And like, it's funny, it's a joke, whatever. But it's like, that is really people's mentality. Like, I hate my life, so you're gonna have to hate your life too. And it's like, what? And I think low-key, that's one of the reasons why we probably won't progress as a society anytime soon, because so many people believe that the way their reality is set up, that's how everybody's reality should be set up. And if you're living an awesome life, if you're living a life that you appreciate and you enjoy, then sure, that's cool, that's awesome. But like, to think that because you dislike your life and you dislike the choices that you made, that means that everybody else should also go that same path. Like, what? And the crazy thing is, at any point in time, you can change the course of your life, you can change the direction of your life. And it's really unfortunate because so many people live their lives for others, you know? We try so hard to like keep up with appearances and like make sure that the surface looks nice, but it's like, what about the inside? Like, I said this in another video recently, but like, what good does it do if the outside of a house looks beautiful if the inside is like unlivable? You know what I mean? Like, genuinely, logistically, you know? Like, a lot of y'all who like project your misery onto others are objectively living lives that are not that bad. You just don't like it personally, and so you like catastrophize and you exaggerate how bad it is. But like, using myself as an example, there are people in the world who like objectively live terrible lives and still choose to like put on a brave face, put on a happy face. And it's not about pretending, it's not about being fake, but it's just like choosing positivity, choosing happiness, choosing joy. You know what I mean? And I can tell you, it's a lot more difficult to choose those things when you are going through it, when you are in the trenches, when you are going through a difficult life path. You know what I mean? But, you know, and quite honestly, this is going to sound harsh. I don't care. But like, to those of you who complain about their lives and you like live in a house and you like have a job and you have people that care about you, you're weak. You're weak as frick, because like, you should be happy. Like, I'm not telling you how you should feel, but you should be happy. Like, honestly, there's no reason for you to be so miserable when you have all of these things. You know what I mean? But you know what the thing is? It's because, once again, you didn't work on the inside. You just focused on the outside, on the external, and you thought that was going to make you happy. No. You got to work on the inside. You got to, like, work on that heart, bro. And I don't mean to push my spiritual beliefs on you, but, like, I do think that God plays a part in that. Like, not necessarily God of the Bible, but, like, having a higher power, having something to believe in that is bigger than yourself, you know? Like, and this is also coming from somebody who used to be an atheist, who was born a Christian. You know what I mean? Like, I had to go through that whole process of, like, question everything and, like, is this really all it is? Is this, like, you know what I mean? To get to the other side of, like, no, it's not. Or at least that's my opinion, that's my perspective. Like, I've seen too many miracles happen. I've seen too many supernatural occurrences happen for me to, like, believe that there's nothing beyond this earth. You know what I mean? And that's not everybody's experience, unfortunately. Or maybe everyone isn't open enough to see that for what it is, but, you know? And once again, I think it's because a lot of you want so badly to fit in to spaces that you don't really belong. And I don't mean to go back to addiction or whatever, but like, I'm currently 38 days sober, I think. I have to go look at my sobriety journal, but the point I'm making is that, like, that's a big reason why a lot of people are addicts and like are super stressed out, because they constantly are trying to fit into spaces that they don't belong in or they don't need to be in. You know, like, objectively, if you go to your job every day and you hate your job, you hate being around the people at your job, maybe that's a sign that you're not on the right path. You know, there's a card from one of my decks, and it's like, I think it's the soul journey deck, life lessons or whatever, and it's like, I'm not quoting verbatim, but it's like, I know that I'm on the right path when I'm like happy or something like that. And it's like, if you don't feel good about where you are in your life, that is a sign that maybe you need to make different choices. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say it's easy, those choices that you might have to make, but like, it probably also isn't easy to show up places where you're constantly drained, where you're constantly disrespected, you're constantly underlooked, undervalued. Like, really? Like, and that's the thing about life. Like, there's always going to be some sort of stress. There's always going to be some sort of pain. There's some sort of discomfort. But it's like, you get to choose what that discomfort is. Are you going to choose the discomfort of, like, regret? Or are you going to choose the discomfort of, like, you know, going after what you want? You know what I mean? And I'm going to say that again, just so it gets into your head. There's always going to be some sort of pain. There's always going to be some sort of discomfort, some sort of, like, undesired thing. There's always going to be. Like, that's life. And if you're in a space where you hate your job and you're like, there's no better option, that's a lie. Because there is. But I'm telling you, it's probably not going to be easy following that other option. You know, you're probably going to be nervous. You're probably going to be stressed at different times. But would you rather be stressed doing things that you want to do, or stressed? You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's an obvious like, question. But like, I don't know. I guess everybody has their own path. Everybody wants to do what they want to do. And if you're okay with being miserable in your life, if you're okay with not having control over your life, sure, do you, boo. But there's a better alternative. So hope this did something for you. Hope this was something. Have a nice one. If you want, know that miracles do happen all the time. Whatever you're going through is temporary. And God loves you. Bye.